That is right, Mr. Dunson. But might be old Cookie might not like grubbing the trip all that way. You heard me good that time, didn't you?
There is evil. Evil that walks among men above the ground.
The Morning Stream. Tear out bad wood, put in good wood.
Hello, everybody. Pull out that bad wood, put in good wood, because it's time for the morning stream. It's Wednesday, March 19th, 2025. I'm Scott Johnson. That's Brian Ibbott. Good morning, Brian.
Yo, 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 yo.
Hey, hey, hey. Hey, you had something. We decided to save it for the show, but you had something you wanted to show right away. What do you got there? What is it?
Yeah, so there's just a few spots left for the video game tournament at TMS Vegas. So make sure you get in there and get your spot, because the winner is going to be taking home a newly... I'm going to move my keyboard. I'm wearing a glove because this isn't... I just pulled this out of the printer, so it's actually a little bit sticky, needs to be cured a little bit more. But this is the arcade machine. Now, it's hard to tell on screen here, but maybe this will help show that this thing is...
Oh, look at that. It's translucent. We got freaking light inside of it, dude. That's cool.
It's glowy.
Ooh, now you guys are in for it. That's awesome. For those at home, it's an arcade replica. We do every year. Brian makes a trophy replica for those whoever wins the tournament, and they're always cool. But that's really cool.
This one's sexy. So when your artwork is on the side of it, and the artwork is going to be a lot more opaque than everything else.
So you'll have corners that glow, I assume, and then the top,
the edges, and then the top. You know, I mean, basically, like up here it'll glow. It'll glow around the screen. I mean, it should be really, really sharp.
I'm excited. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So that's something we do. It's a little just part. Well, there's lots of things that go into Vegas, obviously, but this is one little collaboration where I do art. Brian makes a print. We put it all together. You guys get a trophy. It's one of my favorite things that we do, and it's always a little sad that it goes away because you know we're not going to get it. So someone else will get this awesome thing. It won't be us, and it's fine.
Here you go. Get this on screen. Ready? Here's how I take off gloves when I'm done working with resin. Open up a little hole here, and I go.
Oh, look at this! Look at that!
Blow it right off my hand. Poof!
That's what doctors do when they check your oil, if you know what I mean.
I think so. Yeah.
They blow it. Well, all right then. Very cool.
Put their mouth so close to something that's, been in your butt.
It's dangerous.
It is dangerous.
What was I going to tell you? I was saving for something for... Oh, I went to the gym. I got to tell you about this gym trip. Exactly. Everything was fine. We went yesterday, last night, actually, around 6:30 p.m. or so, because we were supposed to go in the morning. Long story, we didn't go, so we waited till the afternoon. So Kim and I went to the gym.
Still busy, I'm guessing? Like this
early
enough in the year?
More than I thought. Although, I guess after work is going to be busy anyway, so I don't know why. We should have gone at like 2 in the afternoon or something. But I was tied up and had stuff going on, so we didn't. So anyway, we go, and it's fine. Everybody's there. They're all doing their stuff. The normal thing. I'm going to do a quick mile on the track and then lift. We're going to do upper body, lots of reps, low weight, lots of reps. That's how you work when you're in your 50s. So,
right.
So we're doing that, and everything's going great. But on the track, there's this track that loops through there that you can. It's great. It's this really awesome track, and it has 3 lanes. Outside lane is intended for the slowest of us, the fastest of us. The middle is for people kind of in the middle and kind of a passing lane, and then the one nearest the center is the slow lane. That's where all the pokers go, the slow pokers.
Gotcha. The walkers and stuff like that.
Yeah, and if they're really, if they're just slow walkers or older folks or whatever, they go there.
Sure.
And most people understand this fine. It's a perfectly reasonable way to do it. There's a little sign that says how it works, so there's no confusion. For the most part, everybody has the social contract, and we all abide by it. But this one guy gets out there. Now, here's how I see this guy for the first time. I come around my first loop, and I see him waddling like this. You know what? I'm going to see if it's possible to show this. Hold on. I'm going to see if this will...
Okay.
I turn on AI tracking for a second, see if my camera will do this. Okay. So it's like this. He's walking kind of like this. And I
Okay,
noticed that down below his knees, he has a strap, and it's strapped all the way around, almost as if you pulled your pants down to your knees, but then
like a resistance band around his calves,
calf-based resistance band. That's exactly it. And it was a little bit stretchy, but not much. So he's waddling, and so what does he do? And bear with me here. He walks to the outer, supposed to be fast lane.
Yeah.
And then he does this all the way around it. Here's the routine, and then just imagine it being repeated for an entire loop. Here you go.
Okay.
He goes. That's it. And then he would scooch one foot down.
And then oh, geez. So then just repeat.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. So sticking his hands out, his arms. So just to kind of, for our audio-only listeners, Scott put his arms out like he's doing the YMCA dance, the Y part of the YMCA dance, then squatted down and then jumped up like it's a burpee. Well, kind of like a burpee without the getting on the ground doing a push-up.
It was a bit of a burpee. Yes, I would argue that's
squat
exactly
jump.
right.
Basically, it's a Y into a squat jump.
Yeah, I'm sure he had method to the madness here. Like he knew what he wanted.
Oh, sure. But the problem is that with other people, A, he's in the fast lane. B, he's now sticking his arms into the other lanes, at least the lane right next to him.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. Right. His aim of this part is right into the row of the middle people. And there were middle people who were running up and going, and they had to like kind of go around him. They didn't expect it. And he's keeping this face like stoic, like, this is where I'm at. You live in my world.
Right. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't know what all you guys are up to.
Yes.
But,
so I kept making these comments. We'd come around. I go, oh, great. I don't know why I said this, but I go, there's Willy Wonka with his pants down again. Doesn't make sense.
Willy Wonka.
Kim's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I don't know. He just really annoyed me. Otherwise, a very pleasant time at the gym. It was fine. Everybody else was great and courteous, and lots of nice people. All it was opening doors for us as we left, and just nice, good communal thing. Except for Jimmy John and his pants strap thing. It was so stupid.
The rudest workout guy.
Yeah,
that sucked.
And it's about 16 laps for me to hit the mile, and he did that thing where he slowly does the thing, beep, 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 move, beep, 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 move, beep, beep. It does the same thing over and over. Yeah. That took him an entire loop for me to go 16 rounds past him. Gotcha. So I had to deal with his shit for 16 times. And we weren't the only ones. There was a whole bunch of people on the track, and they were all looked as annoyed as I was. It was just like,
oh my god.
No one said anything, but what are you gonna do? It's like, hey, buddy. Take it outside. Yeah. He could do this anywhere, by the way. Anywhere he could have done this.
Yeah.
In fact,
totally.
Go to some place where there's lots of room over in this one area by the weights. Go over there, do your thing, move a little to this side, do the thing, move back this direction, do the thing. It's the same exact workout.
He does not need the length of a track to do this. He could
so
easily
annoyed.
Do it in, hokey pokey space, basically.
I was very, very annoyed. And I made it through. We left, and I said, "All right, we're okay. Are you okay?" She says, "Yes, I'm okay." And I said, "Good, we're going home. Let's go home." We got a quick.
I feel better.
We got a quick call from Michael F about staying up too late, but he likes us, so I think this is worth playing. Here you go.
Good morning, sleep deprivation and bouncing baby boy. I've been awake. It's 4:20. Blaze it. 4:20 a.m. I've been awake for an hour and 20 minutes. I have a 2-week-old, and this kid will not go to sleep. Thankfully, I have a backlog of your guys' episodes that have been keeping me sane during these wee hours in the morning. I just wanted to say thanks for everything you guys do. Your shows are awesome, and they really get a lot of us through what we're doing. So appreciate everything. I love the whole Frog Pants Network and all the people involved. So I don't know. Good night. Hopefully.
I love it, man. And Dad doing his dad work, staying up late.
Well, thank you. It was nice. Yeah, exactly. Doing your responsibilities, but I appreciate the
really nice.
Kind words.
Yeah, very, very nice. Also, it's just as much as it seems like it's hard being a young dad, it's also a blast. So enjoy it.
It really is. I know. Miss those. I definitely miss those days.
Those days were great.
At the time, I was like, oh my God, why do I have to get up so early? And why do I have to clean up so much poop? But now it's like, we see him maybe, once every couple weeks. And
it's like, Tristan, come over to the house and poop. so I can take care of
Exactly. We're glad that he still gets his UPS deliveries here at the house because it gives us an excuse to see him, or gives him an excuse to see us. Really, is what.
Yeah, he's got to come get his packages. Got to see mom and dad. We're gonna have Ramona today, so I'm sure there'll be a diaper or two. I won't have to do them, but I'll let Kim handle that.
There you go.
All right, we're gonna play a game, guys. It's time for us to get right into it. We got Randy in for Dunaway today.
We do. That's right.
He's not. Dunaway is not with us. He's got a meeting or something. No, he's good. It's his birthday. Shit, it's his birthday.
It's done away. Done is away.
Keep forgetting he had a birthday. Yeah. So we're gonna celebrate that by not having him here, and instead we're gonna do this. Normally he'd be here on his birthday with his wife or his significant other Audra is taking him somewhere, doing something special. So that's the
can't beat that. Yes.
No. So instead we have a reasonable facsimile thereof in the embodiment of Randy Jordan. Hello, Randy Deluxe. Randy Jordan. How are you?
Good morning stream. I am doing very well, and I am in the opposite situation where my wife is out of the country working in Canada, so that gives me a ton of free time. No, not really. I have been doing chores and taking care of my kid, and it's great.
Yeah.
I feel I've had a little coffee this morning. Don't worry.
Yeah.
We are. Let's see. We are 12. We are about 18 hours from the spring equinox, and I'm excited about that.
Oh my gosh, that's true. Yeah, finally. It feels like that's taking too long, doesn't it?
How are you planning on celebrating? Are you going to stand an egg on its end on the equator?
And in my time zone, it's going to happen in the middle of the night while I'm sleeping. So I'm going to celebrate by having a really nice dream about equality.
Oh, yeah. I like that. That's
equinox
nice.
Equality. Yes.
Yeah, I like that. Is that egg thing work, Brian? Is that a thing people do?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
On the equinox, is it the equinox or the solstice? Maybe it's both. You can stand an egg on its end if you're on the equator.
Okay.
For like.
Yeah, I have heard this, and I think I've also seen like videos where people are like, if you do this one weird thing with an egg, you can stand it on its tip. And like, I don't remember what they did now. Like they swing it around or something. I put it on a spring for a while. I don't remember what they did, but there's so many videos out there now where they're basically magicians doing tricks, but then telling you that it's actually just physics that you can do.
Yeah.
That I'm just like, I don't know what to believe anymore.
I just remember my brother doing it with salt.
Salt, right? You put enough salt, and then you just blow all the loose salt away, and what's left looks like the egg is staying on its end. Apparently, according to Wikipedia's page on egg balancing,
really, they have a whole thing. Oh my gosh,
they have a whole page on it that you can do it any day of the year. It's not particularly difficult any time of the year. Let's see where the equinox comes into play. Here we go. Folklore holds that eggs can be balanced in this way only on a particular time of year: the Lunar New Year in China, the Dragon Boat Festival in Taiwan, or the vernal equinox in the United States.
So why would we believe that in the first place, right? Because the movement of the Earth around the sun doesn't have this like change in the direction of gravity or something.
Yeah.
Like, right. You're talking about gravity.
People believe a lot of stupid shit. That's why we're all dumb.
They do still hold apparently egg balancing events tomorrow. I don't know where they hold them, but
that's fun. Though. I like that.
So go find your local egg balancing event and have fun. I hear it's only $25 to buy an egg to participate.
Oh, so you're saying once again we found a silly little thing humans do, and we figured out a way to put a price tag on it. Fantastic!
Isn't it weird how egg became the standard? Like 5 years ago, toilet paper was the standard, and like I would like to know what 5 years from now we're going to be talking about the price of.
I'm going to guess.
I want to know.
Let's guess, and we'll come back to it. I'll actually make a calendar event that'll pop in 5 years from now, and I'm going to say,
eventually, if you live long enough, that thing is going to be liters of water, right? Eventually,
it all comes down to water and lack thereof. But I'm going to say in 5 years, it's beef products. Beef,
really?
Yeah,
okay,
that's going to be. That's just my guess.
Cow flu is going to be raging, and so you better stock up.
Or beef. More mad cow disease or something.
Mad cow disease, yeah.
We haven't heard from that in a long time.
We did already have a cow flu. It was just called.
That's true. They still have that somewhere, but nobody knows. It's creeping up. 5 years.
So real quick, my bachelor situation, me and my kid, as soon as we're left alone, we start doing the most disgusting things, and that has to do with ingestion. So last night we went on a little adventure. We went up to Santa Ana, California, to try to eat the best fried chicken in the region, and we went to this place called Gus's. And they did have really, really good fried chicken. But my favorite thing about this whole experience was we went in, we sat down, we looked at their menu. We'd never been there before. This really friendly, like ultra friendly waitress, which I know Scott would love, came over to our table and was like, "Have you ever been here before?" No. She's like, "Here's how it goes. All the chicken is spicy." And we're like, "Oh, okay, that's cool. We're down."
Nashville hot chicken, basically.
But always hot. No options on the menu for like a lighter touch.
Right, exactly. And I was going to compare it to actually Popeye's spicy, because it's just all they do is they have a bunch of cayenne in the batter, right?
In the batter, yeah. Which is the way to do it. A lot of places think you can just do regular fried chicken and then squirt a bunch of Tabasco or some other spice on there. It's got to be in the batter.
I agree. Yeah, it has to feel like the chicken was almost born with this ability. You have to feel it in your face.
So we ordered like 5 different sides and some fried chicken, and it was fantastic. All of it was good. I liked all of it. I was just amazed at greeting me basically at the door saying it's only spicy. Don't come in here with any special requests, you guys.
That's great. It's like chicken Nazi, or sort of.
That's right.
Yeah.
No chicken for you. 1 year.
Yeah, 1 year. See you later. Well, all right. Now I'm hungry. Let's do a contest. Looks like our 4th caller, by the way, is one. Where is it? Here, hold on. Is it Lucky Phil? It is. It's Lucky Phil. Lucky Phil is our 4th caller. We're bringing him in now, and we're going to have him play this game with us. We'll see how that goes. Hello, Lucky Phil. How are you?
Good. How we doing, guys?
Good. Oh, he sent us video. I've never seen video of Lucky Phil. Look at that.
There's Lucky Phil. He does look lucky. Put some clothes on. Jeez.
Oh, that's hilarious that he didn't know.
I didn't mean to press that.
That's all right. Sometimes we hit the camera button.
We get in the habit of doing that sometimes where for a while we were doing video from Discord, and so I'd automatically click the video button.
Phil, where in the world are you? What's your...
I'm in Sydney, mate.
Yeah.
Right. So is it already Thursday there?
Yes, it is.
Is it really?
Brilliant.
It's the last Thursday of the week.
All right.
What's it like in the future?
Yeah, is it okay? Did we do all right in the future?
Oh, I don't know. Some of the news from your part of the world's a bit.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah.
That is the safest bet you can ever make. That you can say that really and be right.
Exactly. Oh, you don't even have to really know what's going on. You can say that and be 100% accurate.
Yeah, we'll talk to you tomorrow and let you know what we heard that you already know. All right. Well, it's good to have you here, Brian. Let's explain the rules to Phil. He knows, but we'll tell him anyway and play this game. Let's do it.
It's time to play the Tadpooly feud. I've surveyed the Tadpool on some nerdy topics, and Scott and Randy are going to have to predict the answers that they gave us. It is Scott and Randy's job to see how many of those answers they can guess. Lucky Phil, your job and your luck is more important than ever because you're going to be working with either Scott or Randy, and if your team wins, you get a prize package that includes Blade of Darkness and Who Pressed Mute on Uncle Marcus.
Oh, my Lord. Ooh. I don't know what that second one is at all.
It sounds like a great game, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does sound good. Blade of Darkness I've heard of. That other one, news to me, but also I want to know.
It's one of the best, according to, let's see, on Steam it says, quote, one of the best FMV games to be released in years. It's a brilliant combination of a relatable oddball comedy and a whodunit mystery.
No way.
So it's live action, full motion video starring people you'll never see in anything actually valid and real.
Yeah, that sounds great. Oh, yeah, there it is. Look at that. It's all FMV, like old school, except it looks obviously a lot better, but it's like a little murder mystery thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks great.
Cool, actually, it's like you're playing murder mystery. It's like you're playing Clue with a family over Zoom that you've never met before in your life.
Yeah, and it looks like it's filmed well, which is kind of rare for these things. So,
does Dana Plato make an appearance? Oh, I mean, too soon.
One would hope so. In her
is that the death right there?
I don't know who this is. It's just a gif of something.
Is that Uncle Marcus? He's looking.
I don't know.
Oh God!
I know something came out of his mouth. Who knows what's going on here? It looks good though. I'm curious.
That actually looks like that actor. I think that is somebody famous, isn't it?
Is it this guy here?
Yes, that's. I think we've seen that guy in stuff on film set.
Something's familiar about him. Can't put my finger on it. I don't know who that is.
Somebody, we got to play the game, so somebody please look that up.
Yeah,
for
chat
us.
room. This is on you. Get it done.
Yeah, please.
All right.
Andy Buckley is the guy. Andy Buckley.
No idea.
Whoever that is.
All right, cool. Well, let's do it.
All right. Yes, here we go. Sorry, I had to close the Andy Buckley page.
Sure.
Yes, David Wallace. He was in The Office. That's who it was. He was.
He's the.
Yes. He was Michael Scott's boss that was just so irritated with him all the time.
That's right. And he was like, the what's her name was sort of with him, and then she was with Michael.
Right. Exactly.
Or whatever. Or David Michael. Wait, what's wrong with me? Not David Michael. David Michael?
No, David was Scott. What's
his name in the show?
His last name is Scott.
Michael Scott? No.
Michael Scott.
Is it Michael Scott?
Yes.
Why does that all sound wrong?
Just to jump in for a sec, with that Who Press Mute game, there appears to be a full-on Mega FMV bundle on Steam. I'm tempted.
Ooh, you like that kind of thing, do you?
Is it like Olive Wales Interactives games or something else?
Oh, I don't know. There's Late Shift and a bunch of other shit I had never heard of, but it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I like this kind of stuff. Well, all right. You'll have to let us know what it's like if you win.
Hopefully it includes Night Attack.
Yeah.
Or what was it? Night Trap. Night Trap, not Night Attack. That's a podcast I've heard of.
Sure.
Anyway, let's get to your question here. Let's tell Randy and Scott to put their hands on their buzzers. Gentlemen, put your hands on your buzzers and give me your best answer to this. And good freaking luck. We asked 438 Tadpoolers, which dead musician would you like to take to a theme park for a day? Scott.
Oh, come on. You kept reading even after you buzzed.
I did. I'm sorry.
Well, it's a lag thing. You can't help it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Meatloaf. Meatloaf.
Sure. Show me Meatloaf.
God damn it.
Not in the top 10, but people did say Meatloaf. Randy, name a dead musician you'd want to spend a day at an amusement park with.
Give me a Purple Hazy Day with Jimi Hendrix.
Oh.
Jimi Hendrix at the amusement park. Number 4 answer on the board.
Damn it.
Move over and let Jimmy take over.
Right? Wouldn't that be fun?
It kind of would be fun. Like, basically, as I was putting all of these in and doing the survey, I'm like, yeah, this would be great. Oh, yeah, this one would be great. This one would be great. So,
okay, we got a lot of misses though. Like we got to find 10 out of hundreds of potential funds. Yeah. Fun times.
It turns out a lot of musicians are dead.
Right? Yeah.
I don't know if you knew that, but
yeah, they tend to live a life and then die. Is how it usually works.
Exactly. Yeah. All right, 9 answers still on the board.
So
lucky Phil, you and Randy are working together. Yep.
All right, we're working together. Right, I got Phil on my side. Phil, I'm going to count on you to help me through this. But I think there's some pretty big names above Jimi Hendrix that we can just go right for. Wouldn't you love to spend the day with Kurt Cobain? I think that would be
probably
really cool.
On there. Yeah.
Absolutely, mate.
Yeah. Why not? Smells like Teen Spirit in there. Let's do it.
Exactly. Yes. Show me lithium enhanced Kurt Cobain.
That's a good point.
Yep. Ooh, this is
good.
okay.
Number
I can just imagine Kurt Cobain in the haunted house.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, so this is backwards. I was expecting Cobain to be higher than Hendrix.
100%.
So I'm already like, oh no.
Your world is already shook.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Who's gonna who would I think is not on this list that is going to be on this list is basically the question I'm asking.
My reason I thought it'd be food related. That's why I said Meatloaf, because I thought you spend the day with, and I realized.
Would you like to get a recipe from?
Yeah, well, I mean, I realize it's an amusement park, but in my head, it's like, well, you're going to have lunch, so who would it be? Who would you want to have lunch with? Is kind of where my brain went, and that's why I thought.
That makes sense.
So I would think the Tadpoolers would have thought of food names, but maybe not.
Well, maybe this is just my brain at 2:30 in the frickin' morning, but I'm just picturing the Bowie Jagger music video for Dancing in the Street and imagining that in the theme park.
We do have to ask if David Bowie's on the list. If David Bowie is not on the list, then I don't know what to make of anything. Fortunately, Jagger's still alive.
Yeah, that's true. Yes, as far as we can tell. Exactly. He's a bit of a puppet.
All right.
We're going to go with David Bowie. Please be there.
Philadelphia. Show me David Bowie. Yeah, number 3.
Right. So we're getting a clearer
best music video with
it might be.
It really is.
It's starting to come into focus that we want people who didn't die very recently, right? David Bowie was like 8-9 years ago. We don't want very recently. We definitely don't want to pick people that were controversial, and I won't say who that is, but like we don't want, because right, like there's going to be a reason you wouldn't choose certain people. Like there's certain people you're like, oh no, I wouldn't want to spend any time with them.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, so
this is the tadpool we're thinking about.
Yeah, and it's a tadpool. It's a tadpool. So
that's always a factor.
I actually want to go fishing, and we're gonna see just how far off we are. But the tadpool is, more our age. They have a particular ethnicity. Just saying. Let's have
Richard Dawson would have gone to a commercial, by the way.
Let's have a look for Elvis Presley. I think.
Sure. If you can pull away from one of the deep fried food vendors, then you get him on the roller coaster.
Hell
exactly.
Yeah.
He's throwing up a hunk of burning love. Show me Elvis Presley. Number 5.
Yeah, I should have thought of that.
All right. This is
He's all shook up.
I promise you, there's no way we can sweep this, although it's fun to imagine that we could. It's just, this is hard.
It is hard, yeah.
And by the way, Phil, do you think it's going to just be entirely English and Americans? Like that's it? No, nothing other than Americans and English people?
Who's the guy?
I think it's pretty safe that Prince would be on the list.
Oh yeah, Prince is good.
Yeah, that's a real good guess, and also died around the same time as Bowie, just 8-9 years ago, right?
Yeah,
right.
9, I think. Yeah, both of them are 9 years. Yeah,
we're guessing Prince, but I disagree with Phil that it's a safe guess.
Okay,
Prince was still my favorite Super Bowl halftime performance.
Same.
Oh, his was so good. Yeah.
It's still. I still think it's the best.
One I liked as much as that.
Yeah.
I mean, Gaga's was great, but Prince set the bar.
Yeah.
Show me his Purple Majesty. Number 2.
When are we going to figure out what number 1 is?
What ride would you be taking? What ride would Prince want to do over and over and over again? Would it be the merry-go-round or the
teacups?
I think Prince really liked the
bumper cars,
the spinning teacups.
Yeah, right. That's good. The spinning teacups. Yeah, you got the purple one, of course, but yes.
Yeah.
I have no idea what number 1 could be. That's this is the beauty of this game. Like, sure. I have named 5 people now with Phil here that could have been number 1 in our imagination. So, what do you do, Phil? I have some ideas. Phil, do you have a guaranteed number 1 in mind?
Well, Winehouse.
Oh, Amy Winehouse.
So Amy Winehouse is a really good guess. We're sticking with the American English collection, and she was pretty popular, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if would you want to spend the amusement park day with Amy Winehouse? Like,
yeah, I don't know, she'd be all right.
Every time you suggest a ride, she just says no.
Oh wow,
that was a long road for that joke. Jeez Louise.
Took a few details for that one.
That's right. Yeah. Yes. We
gotta go with it now. We can't.
An amusement park that serves alcohol. All right, show me Amy Winehouse.
Oh my God!
10. Nicely done. Big points.
I feel like Randy has been hesitant to go with Phil's gut, and Phil's gut has been right like 3 times in a row.
Exactly. You could probably just jump to Phil every.
My gut is quite sizable.
He's kind of killing it.
You don't understand. On this side of the game, it's a team up, and you gotta be a team, right?
Yeah, no, I get it.
23. I think you guys actually mathematically have already won, so we'll just keep on going. But I think you mathematically eliminated Scott from.
Even if I hit, 11 doesn't count for points. It's just a redo. So yeah.
All right, let's have our next guess for number 1. I'm only shooting for number 1 at this point. Next guess, he's going to bring his kid, but not his first kid, John Lennon.
Right, yeah. Not bringing Julian. Nope, exactly.
Right. He'll be the other kid, though, he seems to like.
Yeah.
Show me John Lennon. Oh, number 11. You get a bonus guess, but no points. Imagine there's no roundup.
Yep.
I was going for number 1. How is John Lennon not even in the top 10?
Right?
That's wild.
Yeah,
It's pretty weird.
That is wild. What in the world? Who
Yeah.
could it be?
Yeah.
I like this is an enormous mystery now. Who could number 1 be? Who does the tadpole after?
Well, we'll find out.
Yeah.
Well, one way or the other, we'll find out. Either you'll guess it, or
That's right. Exactly.
we'll tell it.
Well, I want to go with Phil's gut again. Phil, do you have an idea here? Like even like give me a decade? When was this person famous?
I'm not giving any hints. Come on now.
I'm thinking amusement park, psychedelics, Frank Zappa.
Oh, I can't imagine the tadpole would have Zappa in the top 10, but like let's do it.
Let's try
Frank
it.
Zappa.
Frank Zappa.
I wouldn't mind going through a theme park with Zappa.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yes. That'd be great.
And psychedelics, anyway.
Sure.
Show me Frank Zappa.
Okay.
Yeah, number 41. Number 41 on the list.
Oh.
Frank Zappa did get
That
mentioned,
low?
but not.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
I mean, Zappa was, I think he'd be great. That dude was smart,
Yeah.
fun. I'd go with him.
I think I'd much rather go with Moon Unit, really, if we're
Right?
splitting hairs. But obviously, she's alive. But
Gotcha.
I think a real party on a bunch of rides would probably be Freddie Mercury. If I was,
I agree.
Yeah, he'd be a good
I
time.
agree. Just imagine him squealing as you go over the dips on the roller coaster.
oh,
Yeah,
Uh,
just over and over.
All right, show me Freddie Mercury. Number one answer on the
Number
board.
one.
There you go. That's your most requested dead person to take to a theme park. Is Freddie Mercury.
Interesting.
Now, whether you would want this guy I'm thinking of now in your ride depends on whether you believe certain allegations or not. But I still think it might be on here, so I'm going to take a wild shot and say Michael Jackson is on this ride.
Sure.
Yeah, that's who I was. That's who I was referring to earlier. Where I'm like, would I want to take a person that a lot of people are, like
Maybe not, but
disagreeing
if we
with?
didn't know that at the time, you would go, sweet. He likes baby monkeys and is super into. He has his own theme park in his
He
backyard.
does.
and
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Seems like it'd be
You
a
could
fun
go
guy.
with him to Neverland Ranch
Yeah.
instead of
So it just.
dragging him to Disneyland.
Personally, I think he was a predator, but what I'm saying is, did the tadpole on the whole? You know what I mean? And I don't say whole
Sure.
lightly. But let's go ahead and try that. Let's put MJ up there.
All right. Okay. Sounds good. Show me Michael wants to spend too much time in Toontown. Jackson.
Yeah.
Yep. Number 8.
All right. I knew it would be
16
somewhere
people
in there.
The tadpole said MJ.
So I'm starting to
9 points for Scott, 31 for the team of
what's
Lucky Phil.
you know what's come into focus, Scott, is that this is actually just vote for your favorite dead singer.
I mean, maybe. It's probably what comes to
Yeah,
people's
but I-
minds. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, but I think there are some dead singers that they're probably like, oh my God, that person would be miserable at an amusement park.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right. I'm going to go with, I almost said Michael Stipe, who's alive, by the way.
Still is, yeah.
Yeah, still around.
We'll probably kill a few people just by mentioning him in this game, but
Yeah. It's Frank Sinatra. Let's get him out of the way.
oh, it's a great one. Sure. Boop bop doobie doop boop boop.
Sure.
Show me
Wow.
Frank Sinatra. Like he was here. Like I channeled him.
He'd be fun. Imagine that guy in his
he would be
suit
fun.
going, I don't know about this ride. This ride is too crazy. You hear me,
That's
kid?
right.
Like he'd just be a hoot. It'd be fun.
Fly me. Now, number 40, by the way, Frank Sinatra.
All right.
Frank Zappa,
All right.
Frank Sinatra, right next to each other.
All right. Two Franks.
Yep.
So there's a couple of folks that I'd like to actually spend the day with. Like I'd love to spend a day at an amusement park with Avicii. I'd just like to know. I'd like to know more about him. Right? Like
You have to wake him up first.
Yeah. He'd say, "Hey, brother," a lot. But like I know he's not on this list. There's no way people put Avicii above Amy Winehouse here. I just like I can't help thinking that a part of this is asking a dead person, "What's the last thing you saw?" and so, with that in mind, Give me the Notorious B.I.G. Give me Biggie.
Sure. Oh yeah, this would be an opportunity to finally get some answers. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Got to be a big ride.
Release the files. Show me the Notorious B.I.G. No
right.
Big Papa
Had to
on this
ask.
list. Where was he in the list? Was he even in the list? No. No
Okay.
Notorious B.I.G.
All right.
Surprisingly. Yeah.
So, it's so easy to go for a Free Fallen reference and put Tom Petty in there. And I love Tom Petty, but I don't know if I'm thinking of him, or if I was a tadpole, I'd think of him. So you know what? Let's go with something a little younger, a little more recent.
Sure.
Who's the singer for? Oh gosh, I can't think of his name. The singer for Linkin Park, Chester.
Chester Bennington.
Chester Bennington.
yeah.
Let's put Chester in there.
He and another singer died around the same time, and I was wondering if one of those two guys would make it. So
Yeah.
I think Chester's probably the better.
Let's put Chester in there. See what
Okay.
happens.
Show me Chester Bennington. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Number 6.
Then I'll go with my gut and say Chris Cornell for number 9.
Yeah, that's the other one.
Yeah.
Sure. All right. Show me Chris Cornell. Do we have a clean sweep? Oh! Not yet. We don't. Not yet. Chris Cornell, number 19 in the list.
All right.
Also, there's
19.
Yeah. And Bennington and Cornell are a little bit of recency bias, I think. I don't think they're going to be as high on our minds, 20 years from now.
Sure.
Gosh, we got number 9, and it's more than Amy Winehouse.
We haven't gone classical at all, have we? Like
really, yeah, or ancient, right? Like there's going to be some musicians from the distant past that you might be interested in.
Yeah,
but
you could
is
go.
Is the crowd more interested? So it's our final guess on this side. So I'm just going to name some people and try to see if any of them really make sense. People love to talk about Whitney Houston. People love to remember Selena, right? Selena is it would be a pretty good. I mean, I personally would love to spend a day with Selena. She was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
There's we haven't even talked about some of the more famous Janis Joplin types, right?
Mm-hmm.
That died more than 50 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, you did Hendrix, or did we do Hendrix? No.
Yes, Hendrix was my first guess.
Number 4.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you've been in that range before.
Oh, I know what I would say. What I would say if I was the Tadpole, who I would put at number 9, is not Jimmy Hendrix, but we just said Bob Marley. I think it's Bob Marley.
Oh, yeah. Bad Boys.
Yeah, he'd be jamming. Sure.
Bring me a drink or two and a chicken leg, or what are they? It's not turkey legs. What you have at Disneyland. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead. I was trying to make a song. It didn't work. It was a poor effort.
Was that reggae?
Yeah, it was not even in the right genre, to be honest. So
and you rip on my Sinatra. Show me Bob Marley.
I didn't rip on your Sinatra. Your Sinatra was good.
No.
Fly Me to the Moon was great.
Oh, that's too bad.
It is, yeah. Bob
really-
Marley. Let me see if he even. I'm kind of surprised if he's not on the list, but I don't think he's on the list. Oh no, sorry. One person said Bob Marley, so tied for 45th place.
Okay, I'm glad he was on there. He deserved it.
Another one that's probably not there that I was just about to
How
get
many guesses
to.
do you think you get?
No, I'm just talking to Scott. I'm just letting Scott know
All right, good. Yeah.
that Tom Petty has been on my mind as someone who I would personally enjoy, but there's just no way. I don't think he's on this list.
Yeah, I mentioned him before. I don't think he's on there. I think maybe I'm gonna just wing this and go something. Somebody in the chat said Leonard Nimoy, and that made me laugh. So I just wanted to shout out to them.
Bilbo Baggins.
The only song I can think of.
There's two dead musicians I'd love to spend time with in a theme park. They would not be on the list, I don't think. One of them is Bon Scott. The other one is Lemmy.
Yeah, dude. I thought of Bon Scott earlier, but I'm just like, do any of these people even know who that is ananymore?
I think they do.
Yeah.
Do they?
I do. I think there are a lot of people know who Bon Scott was. Is he next to Michael Jackson in a list?
I'm going to go with a weird one, and this isn't going to be right, but I'm going to try it. Beethoven, because he's blind, and it'd be fun to take a blind guy on a ride. I think that'd be fun.
Shouldn't it be Mozart? Don't you think if they did say a classical?
Well,
musician?
maybe, but I don't know. He's my guy. I like him. Blind guy.
Beethoven.
Yeah,
Sure,
Beethoven.
sure.
Let's do Beethoven.
Beethoven. Yeah, he was deaf, by the way, not blind.
Oh, I thought he was blind. Who was blind? Nobody?
Nope.
Nobody was blind?
Somebody definitely was blind, but...
You're right. He was deaf. He had something. That's not as fun as a park, is it, if you're deaf? I don't know.
Actually, it's probably better.
I guess you can see more, but...
He's not going to the Enchanted Tiki Room, though, probably.
No.
This is what's happening.
All right. Well, I'm sticking with my guns here. Let's try it.
All right. Show me Beethoven.
It's not on there.
No, Beethoven was on the list. Beethoven was number... Where is it? Beethoven right above Chris Cornell, number 18.
Oh, it's not bad.
Right.
It's not bad
So
at all.
right.
Fans, I think. Napoleon, well, I guess he wasn't a musician, but Napoleon, we know, would have had the best time
Yeah.
at amusement park, but not a musician.
People
turns
keep
out.
saying Stevie Wonder. He's alive, chat. Stevie Wonder's
Stevie
not
Wonder's
dead.
Still alive.
So looking at the list as a whole of what we already got,
Sure.
is this Jim Morrison?
It is not. I will show you number 9. I don't think he ever came up in your discussions. I know somebody I think said him in the chat, but never came up in your discussions. Johnny Cash.
Oh shit! Of course, he could flip everybody off and have a ring of fire and everything.
Exactly. Yeah, you could walk the line between the roller coaster and the tilt-a-whirl.
You know what?
Exactly.
You know what it is? He lived a good long life.
Yeah.
And it seems like he got out everything that he needed to, so it just never really came to mind. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like every person on this list was cut short except him.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, he did all right.
Well, let's get into some of these that were cut short. Number 12, you did kind of dance around this one. It wouldn't have gotten you anything, but a pat on the back. Number 12, Mozart.
Okay, closer.
13, a great choice, Taylor Hawkins.
Yeah, real recent though.
Yes. Tom Petty was number 14. George Harrison, the next Beatle in the list. I guess the only other Beatle, because really it's John Lennon and George Harrison, the only other two dead ones.
Yeah.
Jim Morrison, number 16. Jimmy Buffett, Bradley Nowell from Sublime, Jerry Garcia, Shannon Hoon of Blind Melon, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Buddy Holly would be a fun one.
Stevie Ray Vaughan would be so fun at a park.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, right.
Because it's just like he's so chill with everything going on around him.
As long as the weather stayed nice.
Sure.
Buddy Holly, Janis Joplin was number 26. You mentioned him. Meatloaf, 27. Neil Peart. 4 people said Weird Al. One of them even saying, I know he's not dead, but if I could spend the day with him in the amusement park, if he was dead, I'd kill him just so I could have that privilege.
Oh, wow.
So watch out for that guy. He's on a list.
Yeah.
John Denver, Keith Moon, Lane Staley, Selena, Whitney Houston, Avicii, Bon Scott, Cliff Burton, Courtney Love. Nope. Guess again, folks.
Courtney Hull.
Eddie Van Halen, Gord Downey. We do have 2 Canadians who listen to the show, apparently, for the Gord Downey vote. Little Richard, Louis Armstrong, Aretha Franklin, Bob Dylan, also alive. Chopin, Chuck Berry, Dean Martin, Dennis Wilson, Donny Hathaway, Doris Day, Eartha Kitt. George Michael would be a fun one, but only one person said it. Kind of surprised.
Yeah, I would have given him more. No Tupac on that list at all?
Tupac low on the list. Joey Ramone, just kind of skipping over a bunch. Karen Carpenter and Keith Flint. Just those 2 together actually would be fun to go to the amusement park with. Chris Christopherson. Lemmy. There's Lemmy.
Okay.
Lisa Left Eye Lopez. MF Doom. Michael Hutchins. Only 1 vote for your Aussie brother, Lucky Phil. Michael Hutchins.
That's too bad.
It'd be great just to be his wingman and get his cast-offs, basically.
I really appreciate the format of the question because I grew up my entire life. I was a big Eddie Van Halen fan. I loved Ed Van Halen, everything they ever did. But Eddie Van Halen would be such a stick in the mud at an amusement park. I promise. He was always so sour about everything.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Same with Sid Barrett, who's on the list here. Warren Zevon, and let's say, Tupac down there as well. So there you go.
Little Tupac down at the bottom there.
Little Tupac down at the bottom.
Well, we'll never find out what killed him or who did, but we will know this. Fun time at the park for Dr. Phil, for Lucky Phil.
Dr. Lucky Phil.
Dr. Lucky Phil. You get one of these, man.
Congratulations.
Good morning.
You win, dude. You get this weird stuff, this Who Pressed Mute on Uncle Marcus and Blade of Darkness. How does that feel to win those 2 prizes?
Awesome, guys. Thank you very much. It's always fun.
Yeah, always fun hanging out with you, man. I hope tomorrow is a brighter day. You'll have to let us know, and we'll talk to you soon.
Now, why would you spend your time going to an amusement park? That's Dr. Phil.
That's pretty good.
A dead person.
I think that sounded just like Dr. Phil. I was convinced, for real.
I've never actually tried to do a Dr. Phil before, and I will never try again.
Nailed it. Randy, we're going to see you a little later for the recommendals today. So if you get ready, everybody. We're recommending stuff. That's coming up after the break. Yeah, it's a very tight show. Keeping it tight. Randy Jordan, a.k.a. Randy Deluxe. We'll see you in a sec. All right, everybody. We're going to take one moment to do one news story, and then we'll take that break. Here we go. It's time for the news, brought to you by...
Cold cat barf at 2 a.m.
Oh, yes. I stepped in some. It was great.
Oh, yeah. Worse when you step in it.
And in a sock. Way worse in a sock.
Oh, you sleep in socks?
No, I had to, but it's cold and I had to go through the house.
Oh, you put on. Gotcha.
I have these little shorties I put on and I stepped right in it. So thanks a lot. Freaking Deckard. You're not even my cat. Bastard.
Yeah.
Coffee theft surges in the U.S. as prices for the beans soar. Oh, boy. Look out, coffee.
Well, coffee apparently is going to be the new eggs. It's the new barterable good.
Yep. We go from toilet paper to eggs to now coffee. Theft of truckloads of green coffee beans is surging in the United States, the world's largest importer of the commodity, as prices for the beans increase to all-time highs in the last year, according to transportation companies. The issue was discussed by market participants over the weekend in Houston, where the U.S. National Coffee Association held its annual conference. Boy, I bet that's an upbeat conference, you know? It's just all caffeinated and...
Right. It's just long lines for the urns in the back where they're reloading their cups over and over and over again.
Everyone's shaking and talking really fast. I kind of want to go.
They keep on playing that George Harrison cover of... no, it was Jeff Lynne doing Hold On Tight to Your Dreams.
Oh, yeah. That's perfect. That's their whole theme for the whole weekend.
Ask your uncle about the commercial for the coffee generation where they felt like they just didn't need to advertise a certain brand, just advertise coffee and get Jeff Lynne's song to do it.
Yep, there you have it. By the way, I don't know if you knew this. I didn't know this. The U.S. is the world's largest consumer of the beverage. I mean, that makes sense now that I hear it, but I wouldn't have assumed it. I assumed maybe Europe.
Tea very popular in other the rest of the world.
That's
more
true.
Popular outside of the U.S. than here.
Says since coffee is only produced in warmer geographies, I would say climates, but geographies is fine.
It's just, Reuters.
Yeah.
Like you know anything, Reuters.
Yeah, what are they talking about? Anyway, we have to import nearly 100% of what we use for coffee because we can't really make it here, despite what some people would tell you. Mostly comes via trucks, and there were dozens of thefts last year, including something that would only happen rarely in the past, says Todd Costley, logistics sales coordinator of Hartley Transportation. Love it.
That's like the most appropriate name ever.
Yeah. He's a freight broker in Pembroke, New Hampshire. Theft of coffee has been reported in producing countries such as Brazil and Vietnam, usually in farms where the beans are temporarily stored after the harvest. These sites are more vulnerable because they are isolated. So that's where the stealing is happening. Armed men took 500 bags of coffee worth about 230 grand from a farm in Brazil's Minas Gerais.
That's an area I've not yet explored in the World of Warcraft expansion.
Yeah, it feels like
I'm
that's
hoping to pretty soon.
Yeah, you got to get there. You have to do that one raid, and then you can go there. It'll be fine.
Yeah, then it opens that up. Yeah.
Anyway, that's all according to local police. So yeah, if your prices on coffee go up at your various coffee places, although they were already jacked up artificially.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not saying these companies aren't going to suddenly go, we already were charging too much. We'll just go ahead and let it ride. They're not going to do that. It'll go up again.
This is why do the Panera thing for $12. I get as much coffee as I want. Basically, what I would spend in a week buying beans, grinding them myself, and making coffee, I can get for an entire month at Panera.
Yeah, I wonder if they worry about that because they just gave me $3 for 6 months. I wonder
you gave them $3 for 6 months.
Or that's but that's such a ripoff for them.
It's such a ripoff, yeah. They're just hoping that you'll forget to cancel before it's time to renew. But afternoon, swing by your Panera, get yourself a blueberry lavender lemonade. Oh,
yeah, they're good. They're really good.
Really good.
Yeah.
There's another one that's like even lower calorie than that. That you just throw one packet of Splenda in. It's red. It's like pomegranate. Oh, I can't remember what it is, but it's It's great, and you get a large for free as part of your Sip Club membership.
And then walk out of there with a Diet Dr. Pepper if you want, whatever.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't even have to be one of their teas or lemonades. You can just go there and get a big old soda.
Yeah, I like the cut of their
again
jib.
Way cheaper. Like just have a thermos, a giant thermos in your car, like one of those big ones, and keep going in, getting more Dr. Pepper. Go out, pour it in the thermos. Come back in, refill, pour in the thermos.
They don't care. They're into it. Brian, let's take a break. When we come back from the break, Tom Merritt will be here, and after that, recommendals as stated before. Let's play a song. What do you have?
Yeah, this is great. This is a singer named Allie Venable, Allly Venable. This is the title track off of her forthcoming album. The album is called Money and Power, and if you do the math, then the song is called that too. This is coming out April 18th via Rough Records. Guest stars on the album are Shamikia Copeland and Christone Kingfish Ingram. She is a Texas-based singer-songwriter and guitarist. She's fantastic. It's Allie Venable and Money and Power.
I don't think so. He was shot when he tried to get away. You can be shot just as easy. Don't be a fool. I'm a doctor.
I ain't seen no dough. I ain't seen no coat.
We're back. Who is that again?
Sure, that is Allie Venable from her brand new album. That's the title track. It's called Money and Power. Get your copy of that album or go listen to it streaming on April 18th.
Nice. All right, you guys.
Yeah.
Get ready for the hotness that is the Tom Merritt coming in here doing hot Tom things.
Isn't technology wonderful?
I don't know if you can handle a hot Tom. I mean, it sounds like a real drink, doesn't it? A hot Tom.
That's right. Yes.
Would you drink a hot Tom, Tom Merritt? Would you? Is that a thing you'd put in a hot mug and drink your hot Tom?
What's in it?
It's up to you.
Yeah, it's up to you. The hot Tom needs to be.
Then yes. Then the answer is yes.
All right,
I can decide what goes in it. Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
I do love a hot toddy.
Oh.
Apologies to all the Todds out there.
Sure.
That's right. Yeah. No, hot toddies are great.
Yeah, I love a good hot Todd.
Especially if you throw a little whiskey in there, it's even better.
Oh, look at it! Look at
Wait,
you. Wait,
is there a version that doesn't have whiskey?
Yeah, my grandmother used to make hot toddies that were basically just like warm, like a hot lemonade, basically. With
that's a hot Timmy. That's not a hot.
Is that a hot Timmy? Is that what that is? Maybe that's a hot Tom. Maybe that's what that is.
That's a hot Tommy. Yeah,
there you go. Well, look out, everybody! Coming to a menu near you, a hot Tom. Watch for it. Catch it by name. Tom Merritt, it's good to see you as always. Nice day to have some tech talk. I think Wednesdays. I always like these days. They're great.
Yeah, me too.
What'd you bring with you? What do you got going on?
The decline of VR headsets.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So you just throw this one away, is what you're saying? Just get rid of it?
just toss it out the window, Emmett. They're over.
They're done. All done.
No, Counterpoint Research estimates that global shipments of VR headsets fell 12% year over year in 2024, which is bad news enough for the industry, but it's the third straight year of declines. So yes, we're still early days in VR, but we may never leave early days of VR. Yeah. Meta now has 84% of the market.
Sure.
Apple is second as of Q4 with 9%. Do you know the Pico headsets?
Not familiar with those.
What about DPVR?
No idea.
No.
Yeah. You've heard of Sony.
Yeah.
Sony is not higher than Apple. That blows my mind just because of the price.
Sony's not higher than Pico or DPVR.
Sony VR2. Sony VR2 is sold terribly. It's an abject. They don't talk about it a lot. You don't hear about this from Sony a lot, but that was a massive bomb with the second iteration, whereas the first one did okay.
Best-selling headset in the VR market.
Yeah, so that tells you kind of the state of things, I guess. It's all a little bit weird.
Yeah.
And I didn't hear you mention Vive. Vive's not in there. HTC's not in there anymore.
It's not in the top 5. No.
Boo.
Jeez.
Boo.
Top 5. What bums me out is that this thing I was super excited about. It's Alien something. Like it's a game based on the Alien universe, and only works with the Meta Quest 3. Does not work with the 2.
Oh, it doesn't even work with the older one. Wow.
Yeah. Graphically, a little more intensive, that game. It'll run on, I think they're bringing a Steam version or at least a PC version. But that you could tether and play with your.
Oh, that's true.
Two.
I could do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could do that.
Sure. All you have to do is.
Yeah.
It's tether my wireless headset.
Exactly.
But worth it if you want to play the game, for sure.
If you want to play the game, there's your way to do it. Yeah. I don't think this is the death of VR headsets. To me, this says they are a specialty. There are people who love them. Many people who love them, many fine people say they love VR headsets.
Sure.
But they are not a mass market. I think that doesn't mean VR and AR are dead at all. It just seems like people want smart glasses more than they want to wear a headset.
Sure.
So yeah, you will always have a market for people like, yeah, I don't mind putting on a headset and doing VR because you get some cool stuff. But it feels like it is headed for niche status, and Meta is dominating in that niche status. It's one of the reasons Apple Vision Pro I don't think took off is because it's not niche enough. It doesn't have a gaming base, and it's hard. It's heavier to wear, even though they balanced it very well, so it doesn't feel heavy. It's just bulkier than the Quest. What Counterpoint did say is that there's much better news for the enterprise market. This does feel like it's more of an enterprise level thing, maybe for training and things like that, productivity, which is what Apple had been betting on, but they didn't give numbers for that. So we don't know if that means it's just declining less or if it's actually growing.
Yeah, and Apple's got the whole price point problem where, that thing's kind of out of reach for a lot
Which
of
is not as big of a deal for enterprise.
No.
Why I could see. And I've always thought that Apple Vision Pro was really targeted more towards productivity and enterprise use, especially at that price point.
Yeah, the way they were marketing
I don't know
it.
if they've succeeded in doing that, but it did feel like they were hoping like, yeah, we'll sell a few hundred to a company at a time, and that's how we'll bootstrap selling a more consumer-friendly version down the road, and it doesn't feel like that's working for them.
And their public marketing on it was so consumer-focused about somebody sitting on a couch doing stuff that it didn't really sell the enterprise end of it very well, or at least didn't feel
that
like
makes sense to me though, because you can sell the enterprise end more directly, and you don't see a lot of enterprise level marketing just in the general consumer space because that just isn't as effective.
Were the Valve headsets on there at all? The what are they called?
I told you everybody that was listed. Everything else is in the other category, so they're in there, but they're just. Let me get the actual number of the other category. It is less than 1%.
Damn. See, on the whole, review wise and sort of what gamers say, that's the best one, fidelity wise. But it's also really expensive and very niche because it's already in a niche platform. That's a very successful platform, but I don't know. I think that what this says is exactly what you said. People want smaller, more compact, more daily usable, long battery life, nothing hanging around in your pants, no big giant thing to bounce on your head, something that doesn't blind you to the rest of the world for long periods of time. The smaller this stuff gets, and I don't just mean the current state of smart glasses, but like get to a place where AR and VR is possible with something that looks like a pair of Ray-Bans. Now you're talking mass market appeal. And I could see it taking off like crazy. To me, it's like tablets or phones or anything else that took off once we finally hit the sweet spot of price, portability, all the things that make sense, right? Usability, all of that. We have to get there still. We're not there. These are all like steps toward that. Great. Meta's dominating 80+% of a market that barely exists. You know what I mean?
It's the right price point. Right, at less than $500.
Right.
And it's wireless, so you just pick it up. You don't have to plug it into anything. You can just use it and plug it. So for the people that want it, it is the choice. Everything else is tethered or too difficult or doesn't have the ecosystem. So, by the way, I was looking at the wrong quarter. Apple was 9% in Q3. So I apologize to Sony. Sony was 9% in Q4 and number 2.
They overtook
Apple
them.
That was behind DPVR and Pico in Q4.
Oh shit! Oh, Apple.
Yeah.
That's not good. your $4,000 device did not compete well with these sub $500 devices,
and not in the holiday quarter, which implies it is an enterprise level device, right? Because you have more of those purchases happening outside of the holiday quarter.
Yeah.
Whereas Sony would benefit from a holiday quarter because people, if they were going to buy a PSVR, might buy it as a present.
I remember when Microsoft essentially shut down all these rumors that they were working on a VR device for the Xbox platform, and everybody's like, "Oh, you're gonna get lost in the dust. Everybody's gonna lap you. You're not gonna be ready for the next big phase." Now I'm starting to think maybe they were smart to wait and not pull a trigger and maybe just sort of watch things a little bit. And they've got their own stuff going on with AR and enterprise and everything else, but to not push that out to gamers, I think was probably a safer bet, given just the lukewarm status of gaming on VR. It's just lukewarm. And I say all this, one of my co-hosts on Core, Bo, is a huge advocate of VR. He loves it. He reviews games all the time. He will spend hours and hours and hours in his VR.
Yeah.
But he is like, he is very unique. It's almost like the show represents the world. He is this one little percentage point in a show otherwise dominated by traditional stuff when it comes to gaming. And until that changes, I don't know if VR,
I'd compare it to handheld gaming, like a Steam Deck. We don't look at handheld gaming and call it a failure because it's not selling massively. We understand, like, oh yeah, this is for gamers and it's for a subset of gamers, and it's very successful because of that. Now, I feel like VR is comparable to that. I'd have to look at the numbers to tell you which one's bigger overall, but VR feels like, yeah, there are people who play games who really like to do it that way, and there is success to be found there. It's just not mainstream success.
Yeah.
This is not going to become as ubiquitous as a phone or a laptop.
No, but maybe one day, little thin ones. I mean, that's all I'm bullish.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
I'm bullish on that.
It's the ones that are like a glasses. So like what Xreal is doing or what Meta's doing with Ray-Ban, that seems to be the future of widespread acceptance. Is I just want to wear glasses that look kind of like glasses, but can do more.
Yeah, I think that's why Meta is pushing those so hard, because they see the writing on the wall. They know where this is headed.
Yeah, everybody who makes fun of Facebook and Meta, and the fact that they call themselves Meta and like, where's the metaverse? Remember, they have the most successful smart glasses in what looks to be the future of wearable tech, and they have the most successful VR headset in what admittedly is not as big of a space, but they've dominated it. So whatever comes out of this in the future, which none of us can say, Meta is leading in that right now.
That's right. Unless he goes from Zuckerberg to Zuckerbork. I don't know what that means.
Zuckerborg or Zuckerborg?
Oh, Zuckerborg.
With the glasses.
That actually works.
Sure,
I'm pretty sure I've seen that Photoshop somewhere. Someone's done that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have
Prepared
to
being
say that.
Well, Tom, it's always good to talk about this stuff with you. We'll talk more about it on Daily Tech News Show live today at 2 p.m. Anything else going on, brewing that we should know about?
Yeah, I just sent out an email to everybody involved to make sure we're all ready for the big launch on Monday, March 24th of Daily Music Headlines. Ibit, are you ready?
I am absolutely ready. It's going to be so much fun.
I'm excited for you guys. That's so cool. Can't wait for this.
Big thanks to everybody who signed up. Thank you, Scott, for the album art as well. If you go to dailymusicheadlines.com, you can find an example episode and get the subscription. And then starting on Monday, you will get 5 minutes or so of the big news in the world of music in your inbox.
Across all genres, too.
In your feed. Yeah.
Country, rock, punk, metal, rap, everything. No musical stone unturned.
Sweet.
And,
am I going to get some Screamo, Brian? Some Screamo metal?
Yeah, I'll talk about it. I mean, I may not play it, but I'll talk about it.
All right.
And big thanks to Eileen, who's not only going to be helping out with a day a week, but also really raised the bar with her writing. Like her sample episode that she wrote is like, okay, this is the level that needs to be. And so pass along my thanks to her, because it's
oh sure, yeah, no, I absolutely will. I was knocked out. She asked me for notes. I'm like, not many. Pretty spot on.
That's great.
Exactly.
Well, I can't wait to hear it. Everybody look forward to that. That again is dailymusicheadlines.com. Go in there, get sub now.
That's you described a whole different podcast that we'll need to work on.
Yeah, Daily Head is nothing to do with this. I can promise you that. Oh, there goes Tom. I meant to say goodbye and I didn't. Well, that'll teach me. That'll teach me how to play.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, hit the wrong button. Let's get Randy in here again. Let's get Nicole in here. Let's get some recommendals done.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
Let's get that group happening. Let's get a little music going. Let's go right here.
Well, what do you recommend?
All right. You know what that sound means? It means it's time for us to recommend stuff we found on streaming services that we think you, the listener, might enjoy. And we have on the line with us back again, Randy. Hi, Randy.
Good morning. Okay, we're here. We're keeping it touch.
I love it. That's great. Hey, and also Nicole. Oh, she's still ringing. We have no answer
still
from
ringing.
Nicole yet.
Still rings of ringage.
That's right. She's staring intently at the.
She is. She's giving us the look.
Yeah, look at that. She changed her avatar from last time.
Yeah,
getting busy.
Oh, she did.
Yeah, it's totally different. Oh, there she is. Hi, Nicole. Good morning. How are you? Hello. Oh, there you are. Hello. What? Mark?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, sorta. You're kind of in
Sort
a.
of.
Say something again.
I'm in a car. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all right. You're in a car. You can be in a car. You can totally be in a car.
Can you hear me? Can you
we
hear
can
me
hear you now.
okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, now
Okay.
it's a lot better than it was. So good. Whatever you
Okay.
did, keep driving that direction, even though it's
No,
not.
I'm not driving. I'm just parked out in front of Home Goods.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my pep talk did not work. So I kind of got distracted.
Your pep,
that's fine.
your pep talk at the Home
Pep
Goods. What the guy in there say? You need more weird hot sauces from Peru for some reason. Oh.
Just I love shopping at Home Goods and TJ Maxx, and I'm looking for something specific, and I can't find it. So I'm like, well, maybe that'll work. Nope, that didn't work. I need to return it. And so when I return things, I'm like, I'm just going to return it. I'm just going to return it. I'm just going to return it.
Yeah. Oh, I get it. So
So-
you got to talk yourself into. Yeah, I get it. I totally see
It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work for me.
All right. Well,
if that's the Home Goods that's on 14th and Taylorson Drive, their Wi-Fi password is Home Goods 5 with the O's zeros.
Please tell me
know
that's
that?
true. Tell me that's true. Is that true?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know that. Of course,
I want that to be true. So bad. All right. Well, not everything can be
Feeding
true.
this information out there to women that like Home Goods.
I'm tantalizing the Home Goods fan audience.
I'm a big. I love Home Goods. I'm
I
all
like
in.
Home Goods too.
Yeah.
I just wish they'd organize their store a little bit better because it's a little ramshackle.
Yeah. No, ramshackle.
Not. It's perfect. It's perfect.
I don't know. I'm going to say ramshackle's the perfect term for it.
Yeah, it was like, okay, ooh, good. I was looking for a vase. Thank goodness it's sitting in this dog bed in the blanket section.
I mean,
That's for. What was Randy? What were you going to say before?
I was just shocked the day I found out that TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Home Goods, Home Sense, Winners, Sierra Trading Post, these are all the same company.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, wow. All of those?
Yeah.
Jeez.
They're monsters.
I wonder. I don't know if Ross is part of it. It feels like it might be.
No, Ross is the one outstanding that they haven't purchased yet.
Yeah, they haven't bought him
Ross
yet, so give
is
it time.
kind of-
You know.
Every time I go into Ross, I feel very icky, so I tend to just turn around and leave.
Really?
At least the ones I've been in.
I get some pretty decent pants there occasionally. I get a good pair of pants in Ross. By the way, real quick, this skull I got this at Home Goods. Everybody watching at home, so Home Goods and we get along. We're all right.
It was right next to the blenders in the hot sauce section.
No, Brian's not wrong. You're not wrong. They mix it all up. It's stupid.
So Brian, you're gonna have to blame people like me because
you
as
you
I'm
pick up something and then shop and then say, nope, I want this instead.
As I'm going through, I'm going, why the hell? I'm just gonna put it down. Put it down, and it ends up, in a random part of but that's also the hunt.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you get dopamine for the hunt, that's where
It's the only store that's organized alphabetically instead of grouping like items together. So,
yep.
Talking about they put all the candles together, they put all the pillows together.
The places you and I go all the time, the candles and pillows, Brian. That's our favorite section.
That's right. Yes, the candles and pillows.
Yeah,
exactly.
we love it in there. It's real good stuff. All right, well, let's get to these recommendals, and we're going to start with Brian. Brian's got a recommendal all queued up here. Brian, what'd you see? What do you want to say about it before we hit play?
This is one of the few parts of the movie that I think we can get away with playing because it's backed by music that's made for the movie as opposed to a licensed song from this performer.
Gotcha.
And
Wicked.
And this yeah, I'm recommending Wicked. Have you heard of this film? This is you're going to know exactly who this is because he actually introduces himself.
Oh,
so
all right.
Here you go.
Well, here we go.
Get.
So yeah, monkey boy.
Monkey. It's Monkey. It's Robbie Williams as a monkey.
Yeah.
He sees himself as a monkey.
He does.
Don't we see him as a monkey? Isn't that the
we
deal?
see him as a monkey too, but the reason you're seeing him as a monkey is because he sees himself as an unevolved performing monkey to the world.
Dance monkey. Oh, I got it.
Yes, exactly. But also because he never feels there's a tremendous amount of imposter syndrome. So here's the film is called Better Man. I'll kind of go into that a little bit more, a little further. The film is called Better Man. It is a biopic that takes you through the life of English singer Robbie Williams, who was a member of the boy band Take That for a little while, then struck out on his own, but has always suffered with massive imposter syndrome and not feeling like he was good enough. But he walls it off with a massive amount of overconfidence, and it is. It kind of takes you through visually how he sees that imposter syndrome. So he, of course, sees himself as a chimpanzee, but he also sees himself in the audience when he performs, glaring at him. He sees, versions of himself like not letting him. Not letting him be fully himself. As several people in the chat have mentioned, this is Taylor Tomlinson's favorite movie of the year. She spent 7 minutes on an episode of After Midnight just talking about how much she loves this movie and how much people need to go see this.
And she made it a segment in her touring show.
Did she really?
She goes around and sits on a bench on stage and talks to people via text message. And she has a huge segment on Robbie Williams.
It's
where's
funny.
the streaming?
This is streaming on Paramount Positive, so you need to fire up Paramount Positive for this. Yeah. Don't look in Disney Positive or Peacock. Look in Paramount Positive.
Wait a minute. When did we start calling them Plus Positive?
We don't. Brian's
started doing that.
Brian's just doing it for
that.
funsies.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just for funsies.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make it stick.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So here's the thing that really sold me on this. Now I'm not a big fan of Robbie Williams. I like his music, and I love his duet that he did with Nicole Kidman. The cover of Something Stupid by Frank and Nancy Sinatra is great. It's excellent. That whole album Millennium is actually really, really good. So he's a huge pop star in the UK, not so much over here. Made barely a little splash over here, but the story is compelling. Now it is tropey as crap, but it's actually his life. It's the whole came from nothing, got discovered, became part of this boy band, got super popular, got a little arrogant because of all that, got into drinking, shunned everybody away from him. I mean, it is. When you have a movie, a fictional movie about a pop star, this is kind of the trajectory that it usually takes. However, this is his life, and he's kind of letting everybody into that whole experience of his. Yes, go ahead, Nicole.
At least what he tells us, that's part of it.
I don't think you'd make up some of the stuff that he does in this film.
Oh, okay.
He claims to have slept with 4 of the Spice Girls and had to apologize for that. Did it at a concert, said, "I've been in 4 of the 5 Spice Girls," and he doesn't say which, but he did have relationships with.
He is claiming that though. He
Jerry
still claims that there are 4 of them.
No. But he did have. He was dating Melanie Chisholm for a while, and he was seen out with Jerry Halliwell for a while. But to say that in concert and say 4 out of 5 and describe it the crass way that he did, he had to come back out and apologize, and that was during his really dark period, which they spend a lot of time in. This movie was made by the folks who did The Greatest Showman, and it's very apparent that big bombastic style of musical numbers and storytelling absolutely fits here because he's a very bombastic performer. The
bombastic side eye.
That's right.
When you say bombastic, that's what I
you
think.
Of Shaggy. Sure, of course.
No. I think of the meme, the stupid bombastic side eye meme.
Oh, side eye. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Sorry.
Anyway, the the big star of this show is Weta, the movie FX production house, because they do something that I have not yet seen in any of the Planet of the Apes movies, in King Kong, Godzilla, that sort of thing, which is get the physics of a character jumping around, a CGI character jumping around correct. They the problem when you see like Planet of the Apes and the apes jumping around and stuff is that sometimes they feel like their body mass is off and they don't land like they should, or the rest of their body, how it hits when they jump and land. There is so much of this movie. As a matter of fact, I mean, I wrote in my notes, after a minute or two, I completely forgot I was watching the CGI character and just kind of let myself go in it. Are there flaws? Absolutely.
It's all mocap, right? Isn't it all mocap?
It's all mocap. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a matter of who's in the suit, right? Like I think a lot of movies, they mistakenly put these really athletic, like Cirque du Soleil performers in the suit instead of like a chubby dude.
Well, in this case, the chubby dude is only in it for like a couple concert scenes. Like Robbie Williams only does the mocap stuff a little bit. There's another guy. I delved into all the making of stuff on YouTube after watching this, and it is amazing. It's fascinating the way they did this. But yeah, you see them do the layering of the CGI stuff over the mocap and getting the lighting and getting the shading and getting things that move the correct way when they jump up and down. There's an entire scene for Rock DJ, one of Robbie's biggest songs, that is done where they close down Regent Street in London and filmed 500 extras on the street, all synchronized perfectly, dancing. And the only CGI they used basically was the monkey, was the Robbie Williams character. They show, that's another thing that's amazing in the making of. But when you watch that segment, it feels like, God, the choreography on this whole scene. This is basically what The Greatest Showman's the best part of The Greatest Showman was, all the music and the choreography. Yeah, TV's Travis agrees. The Regent Street stuff is amazing. It's like you said, streaming on Paramount Plus. I would recommend it. I mean, if you're already a Robbie Williams fan, I'm sure you've already seen it. If you are familiar with one or two of his songs, or even not familiar with all.
It's not for kids, right? It's not for kids.
Definitely not for kids.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
He is a sexual person.
He is.
Okay.
And he was even.
It feels so weird to watch.
A monkey, basically. Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Give it like, watch the first 5 minutes of it and see what you think. Because really, it's
okay.
Like you said, I forgot that I was even watching a monkey. I mean, I forgot that I was watching a CGI, a mocap CGI person.
Does the monkey have socks?
Does he wear socks? What?
Does he have sex?
Oh, probably, but off screen.
Okay, off screen. Okay.
That'll be in the director's cut. There's no nudity in the film. I'll say that. Oh no, I take that back. There is nudity. There's very brief fan nudity, but not.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay.
But does the monkey wear socks?
I heard that too.
Go ahead, Randy. You had a question?
Anyone ever seen the movie Pop Star Never Stop, Never Stopping?
No, I need to see that with all the Lonely Island stuff. That's kind of making
Lonely Island.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Yeah, I might recommend that. It's just you just reminded me of it over and over with your description of this. I don't think they're that similar. I mean, they're ostensibly about the same subject, but they're not.
No, but I'll bet there's a trajectory of Sandberg's character where he comes from nothing, gets famous, becomes kind of an arrogant, horrible person, and then refines himself at the end.
You need to see it. You need to watch the movie. Trust me.
Excellent. All right. So anyway, this is Better Man. It is on Paramount Plus. I would recommend it to anyone, even if you've got kind of a passing interest in Robbie Williams, or if you've never even heard of him. Watch the first few minutes, like I told Nicole. And if you're not hooked, then turn it off. You probably won't get it. But man, if nothing else, pull up YouTube and watch the Regent Street dance scene, because they've put that up on, or at least part of it up on YouTube, and it's fantastic.
Well, that's great. I hope it does well on streaming. It kind of tanked in theaters because people
really did. Yeah, it did get an Oscar nom for visual effects. Didn't win it, but it did get a nomination. Almost got a second nomination for one of the songs, but then they realized it contained parts of. It was an original song that contained parts of previously released songs, so can't really use it.
Oh, that won't. Yeah, that doesn't qualify, right? Doesn't work.
Does not. Yeah, it got pulled. It was actually even had the nomination and then got pulled.
Well, there you go. Paramount Plus, Better Man, not better. Not. Don't confuse it with the song "Better Man" by Pearl Jam.
There's no right.
Better Man.
Can't find
or the movie A Different Man with Sebastian Stan. That's very different too.
Very different movie. All right, let's throw it over to, you know what? Since you're in the car, Nicole, let's throw it to you. I've got
just FYI, I am not driving. I am in a parking lot. I know the chat is very concerned about me driving and podcasting. I would never do that.
Friends don't let friends podcast while driving, so we'd never let you do it.
No.
My car has Wi-Fi, so I'm like, I'll just do it from the car.
Is that a Buick?
So, Chevy. Chevrolet.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
America's car.
So what's our hard stop?
Oh my gosh. Do you think you're going to take 20 minutes to describe your movie?
No. I want to make sure I'm very I can make this quick.
It's about 12 minutes, and you still have Randy and me. So whatever you can do in 12 divided by 3. So there you go.
Way to go, Brian. Talking 15 minutes about Better Man.
I did it in 7. Was my count.
All right. Now, my Discord video, I see it says 17 minutes. All right. So anyway, so I went to college. I went to college in Columbia, Missouri. And I spent a lot of time at a concert hall called the Blue Note. And I recently went back there with my daughter after 26 years. And it was so weird, and just a lot of memories kept flooding back, right? And a lot of great memories. And it inspired my pick for my recommendal. It is on Tubi. It is from 1995. A friend of mine introduced me to it, and I'm like, this is a crazy movie. And it still applies. Like, have any of you, I don't know if you saw my chat, but roll the clip, whatever clip you chose to pick, and then we can talk about it real quick. And the cast is amazing.
All right, let's give it a shot. Actually, I haven't checked this.
I almost feel like I can guarantee you've never seen it.
All right, here we go. Oh, that's left ear only. Let's do this one. Hold on. We're getting some sort of intro here. Hold on, everybody. Hold on to your butts.
A storm is brewing, my friends.
Here we go.
Someone has to stop it.
The world's a better place.
Oh, my. Tell me more about this.
I love this movie. Good
murder
choice.
mystery.
Oh, so this is on Tubi, and it's called The Last Supper. It's from 1995. A very young Cameron Diaz, a very young Ron Perlman. You have Bill Paxton and a lot of actors. It's funny because I know their faces. I didn't know their names. So Annabeth Gish, Mark Harmon's in it. Jason Alexander, Elizabeth Moss is in it. Nora Dunn from Saturday Night Live.
Yeah. It's got an insane cast. Yeah.
So the premise is exactly what you heard in the clip. It's these 5 liberal friends who they bring in interesting people to talk to try to expand their thoughts, I guess. I don't know. And one night, an accident happens, and then it becomes what you heard. What if you could rid the world of people you thought were not good for the world? So it's just a wild ride of and the clip that I originally tried to send you, Scott, was it's Ron Perlman talking about angry lesbians angry feminists, because there's no other type.
Yeah, they're only angry.
So,
that's his idea. Yeah.
So it is a very, very dark comedy thriller. Again, 1995. It all still applies today.
It's like making that decision of like, or you have somebody over to dinner and then you say, would the world be a better place if this person wasn't around? And do we have the right to decide if this person shouldn't be around anymore? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And
it's really well done.
The audacity of, and the, self-righteousness of this group of friends, like it's just fascinating to watch as a thought experiment, and it's a really good movie. So give it a watch. It's free on Tubi. The Last Supper, it's hard to find because The Last Supper is a lot of other things.
Well, and there's a brand new movie called The Last Supper that just turns out to be God or Jesus. Really.
Yeah.
That Last Supper.
Some dude.
Some guy I never heard of. This is a great reason to watch Tubi, by the way. Tubi ends up with some of the more obscure stuff you can't find anywhere else.
They do.
Yeah, I really like it. Yeah.
They do.
I wish they offered a way for me to pay out of commercials. I would love that. They don't have that option. I love that there's a free thing, but let me pay out of commercials, and I would gladly pay Tubi money. I don't know why they don't want my money, but whatever.
So, Mike, Randy, have you seen this?
I have, and
you have.
Yeah. I mean, it used to be on HBO a bit back when I was like in college or something, and
probably.
95.
I remember seeing it. I looked up the screenwriter, a guy named Dan Rosen, and he didn't make many movies. I guess he didn't do well because his next film, he got 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. That is really hard to do.
Oh, gosh. Wow.
Damn. Wow, look at George eating a burger, by the way. There's a picture of George eating a burger.
Right, yeah. Jason Alexander, one of these unsavories.
And that was peak Seinfeld. They were still mid-series.
Yeah.
They had another 4 seasons ahead of them. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Cool. So available on Tubi,
it's
worth seeing. Is this one you're thinking of just given the current climate of things, or nothing to do with that? Like, you know what I mean?
No, it just had everything to do with me going back to my college town and thinking about the movies that I would share with my friends. And this was one that really just kind of stuck in my head as like one of my favorite movies I watched while I was in college. And I was like, I wonder if it's streaming anywhere.
Sure.
And that's how it came about, but it does still apply very much so to the whole climate of everything. So
nice. Okay. I've never heard of it. I'll check it out. This is first time for me.
I think you might like it.
All right.
Yeah,
cool.
for sure.
I will watch for it. Randy, let's fly over to you now. What do you got there for us? What's your clip?
The next entry in the years of trying to make myself feel better. It's a happy rom-com. And in the clip you're about to play, a divorced dad has just picked his daughter up from school, and she is telling him about the subject of the day that the school kids were all talking about.
Here we go.
Which is when the man removes his penis from his pajamas and thrusts it into a woman's vagina.
Okay, Mrs. Gallagher didn't actually say thrust.
Yeah.
Oh.
But what I don't understand, Sammy Boygan's sister said he was an accident. I mean, how do you accidentally thrust a penis into... Hi, Louise.
Hey.
How do you accidentally...
Stop saying penis and thrust. Just say tinkle part or wee-wee, something cute.
Explain how Sammy was an accident.
That's complicated.
Penis.
Okay.
Penis.
Okay. All right, that's enough. Okay.
Tinkle part. I love the term tinkle part. It's really good.
Tinkle part. It's great.
Yeah.
That is Abigail Breslin talking to Ryan Reynolds, her dad. And it's a movie that you haven't seen. It's called Definitely Maybe, and it is on Netflix. And it's a rom-com where basically Ryan Reynolds puts forth a How I Met Your Mother story, but he casts 3 different women as possibles in his retelling for the story of how he met Abigail Breslin's mother, and then leaves it up to her and you to guess which of those was actually her mom. Those 3 people are played by Isla Fisher, Elizabeth Banks, and Rachel Weisz. It is all very wonderful and warm. It's got a bit of movie magic. And like I say, it's just nice. It's a fun, pleasant rom-com. And that's all I wanted.
I have not even heard of this one.
I haven't either.
Entirely.
2008.
Love that cast.
Yeah. Great
I
cast.
feel like I would have seen this.
I'd go to Walmart with Rachel Weisz. I don't care what we're doing. I'll go with her anyway. Freaking love her.
Even that.
Yeah, even that.
It's
even
got-
at Walmart.
If you saw it and forgot it, the movie magic is around a book. One of the 3 women that might be the mom later is looking for a book that has a specific inscription in it. And it's, I don't know. It's just nice. It's a fun rom-com. You should watch it.
I think this might be
to my list.
This might be the only rom-com in existence my wife hasn't seen, so I'm gonna put it on her list too. She loves this kind of stuff. She would eat this up. She loves Ryan Reynolds. She loves all his movies. She loves rom-coms, but I don't think she's seen it.
Did you like Just Friends? Did you like Just Friends with Ryan Reynolds?
I don't think I saw it, but I think she did, and she liked it.
Yeah,
I think
that's my
I loved
Christmas
it.
movie. Because it's I'm sure this movie didn't bomb, and it's definitely not like super low rated or anything like that. It's just very, very pleasant, and I don't think a lot of people go to the theater to see Pleasant, but it's on Netflix, so easy enough.
Reviewed well, so go check it out. All right, I'll be very quick with mine. I saw something that is 4 parts, and it's all it will ever be. This thing was designed to be 4 parts only. I don't know why that matters so much, but I'm explaining it way too much. Let me go ahead and play the clip, then I'll explain.
Please, Ian, what's going on? Stop it. Come here.
Listen to me, I'm explaining to your wife. Your son, he's been arrested on suspicion of murder, right?
He couldn't.
Take him to the station for questioning. You can follow us there. It's on Haywood Street. Do you know where that is?
Of course I do. Yeah, it's round the corner.
You might be entitled to compensation for any mess that we've caused you today. Fill this in and get it back.
Bash the bleeding door in, love.
Why'd you nick guns for a 13-year-old? He's 13. Do you understand what I've said to you, Bob?
Of course. Do you understand what we're telling you, love? There's no way he's done this. Look, he's had guns in his face and everything.
Okay, little intense there, right? There are lots.
Netflix. Is it Netflix?
Yes, it is Netflix.
I've been. Tell me the name.
All right, I'm going to give you the name. Here's the name. It's called Adolescence, and it is from creator Stephen Graham, who you know usually in acting roles. Stephen Graham's kind of a squat-looking tough dude, British actor. That was him there freaking out. He plays the dad in this movie, but he's also the creator of the show and directed most of it. He is known. You'd know him from Snatch immediately. He plays Tommy.
Snatch and
really good in Snatch. Bunch of movies, bunch of Guy Ritchie stuff.
Venom: Let There Be Carnage. He's in as the bad guy.
Yeah, he's all over the place, but he also turns out to be quite the auteur. And I didn't expect anything like this coming out of this dude. It is a mini series. It is 4 episodes long, and the entire premise is that there is this 13-year-old kid. It starts with his arrest at their house, supposedly the murder of a classmate. I won't say much more than that, but that's the point of it. This kid named Owen Cooper, who plays the main kid, Jamie Miller is his name in the movie. He hasn't really done anything else, but he's this young actor who is freaking mind-blowing, this kid. I mean, I am not kidding. Seismically good at this role. I don't know who gets awards for British stuff that Netflix owns or how this is going to work, if it's Emmy worthy, wherever the BAFTAs. Give everything to this kid. He's so good. I haven't seen a performance like this in maybe years, and that's from adults. Like, he is so good, and he's young. He's like 13 or something.
When he's being interviewed, I watch. So this is going around all of my mom groups that I'm part of in Facebook. Like, you have to watch this. You have to watch this.
Yeah.
Especially in the groups that were like trying to get a handle on the technology kids consume.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
part of
really
quite a few
that's really the
groups.
core of it. The core of the story is kind of that. It's like why do, these Gen X parents, we think we know everything. We grew up in that technology. We got our heads around it. We think we know what social media is like, but there's there's a layer under there that we don't know about, and it's gnarly and rough, and this thing is just non-blinking hardcore truth telling.
Well, non-blinking because it's all shot in one take.
That was the next point I was going to make. So each episode, not all 4 together, but each episode is one shot takes. So one tracking shot per episode.
Continuous. Yeah.
And I've never seen this done so well. And it's not with cheats. There's no when they cut that
Hitchcock, where he
corner.
zoomed in on the back of somebody's jacket, changed the reels, and then did it again.
They don't do any of that stuff. I have so many questions. There's a bunch of extra content out there. It's particularly Stephen Graham talking to some podcasters about how they did it. And mostly it was just down to tons and tons of preparation, practice, rehearsal.
Yeah.
But the actual takes they got are so good. I feel like I'm watching magic being performed in a production way. It's hard to explain.
Wow.
It's beautifully shot. Incredible moments of like, how the hell did they do one shot for this entire hour? Like, I don't get how they did it. And did that mean that there were tons of takes where they went, shit, start over? Like, did they get 45 minutes into an hour show and go, oh, I flubbed my lines, I guess we go all the way back to the beginning? I mean, basically you'd have to, because that's how the thing was shot, and they didn't cheat. So it's amazing.
They actually use a drone, like an aerial shot that then comes down that the camera operators have to grab and then pull in to use as a regular camera.
Yeah, it's wild, the stuff they pull off, and it works so well, and it is so compelling. This kid blew my freaking mind. I cannot say enough about this young actor. I can't say enough about all the kids in this thing. He's amazing, but all the kids that play his friends or schoolmates, they're also very good. The adults are all amazing. Stephen Graham's role is, he's the dad, but it's not like this massive role, but it's really compelling stuff. I loved every second of this. I can't recommend it enough. This will probably end up being my favorite TV thing of the year, probably. And
I need to watch it.
There's a lot of good stuff.
You beat me to it.
There's a lot of other good stuff out there right now, but this thing just left a mark. And it's not, if you're worried, oh, it'll be so depressing. I mean, it deals with a bunch of hard issues, but it's not.
I think it could be triggering for a lot of people.
It might be. Yeah, it might be.
Yeah. Because the scene I watched was when the investigator is interviewing the kid, and how just calculated, or not even calculated, how he talked to her, how she's trying to get him to say, what do these emojis mean? And he keeps saying like, oh, you're it seems like you're afraid of me. And like, I'm just a 13-year-old. It seems kind of weird that he keeps trying to derail.
Yeah, it's almost
the whole time.
I would call it almost schizophrenic the way he behaves in there.
Yeah.
And that person is actually she's actually a psychologist. So they have They have this whole episode where she's like evaluating him. He's already been evaluated by another psychologist. They have to they just have a rule about having 2 assessments, and then they compare the assessments. But it's all about, I don't want to, it's not like there's things to spoil, but because there really isn't. It's just really telling the story and doing it in this real-time way that is so commendably technically proficient, but doesn't lose any of the emotional heft that they're going for. It's a fantastic thing. Cannot recommend it enough. It's called Adolescence, and it's real good. If you're not used to some really thick Cockney accents, you might want to put on subtitles. They don't bother me. I pick them up right away. It's not a problem, but some people may struggle with that. That's always an option for you, but it's very, very,
I put
very
subtitles
good.
on everything. It doesn't matter anymore. Subtitles go, if you could have the perfect, normal American accent, I will still put subtitles on.
Well, there you have it. All of these things we've talked about are going to be on quicktms.li, and that means you can go find them, click them, watch them, see them for yourself, and make your own damn decisions. Nicole, I hope that the parking lot is yielding great things for you over there.
I'm very hot because I turned off the air because it was very loud, and I didn't want to disrupt it in the street.
Oh, yeah.
I'm literally baking in my car.
Oh my gosh! Don't do that.
Turn that air back on.
Yeah, don't die in there. Randy, always good to have you. This weekend, Film Sack. What are we doing? Do you remember
Craven the Hunter.
Craven? Oh, that's
Craven
right. I
Hunter.
keep forgetting we're doing Craven. Craven this weekend. Speaking of Netflix, get it on, man. Get it in there.
Exactly.
Get your terrible Marvel story ready because we're watching it. That's what we're doing. It's exciting.
Have a very good day, my friends.
No, you.
too.
I did a little Dunaway there on him.
You did. Nicely done. Well done.
Brian, we're done and out of here. Do you like play a little song for us before we leave?
Oh, sure. Yeah, nothing else. Yeah, that's true. I guess we got nothing
all
else
we
to
got.
close out. All right. Well, I've got a song. Jason, a.k.a. Big Shakalaka Laka, said, Dear Scotch and Bourbon, with all the recent talk of Ooga Chaka in Hooked on a Feeling, I think we need to hear a cover of it. Specifically, I'd love to hear Hooked on a Feeling by 8-Bit Universe. If that's not available, and sadly it's not available in the U.S., perhaps the David Hasselhoff version is available.
Oh, what?
I mean, that's available. But anyway,
shit.
thanks for a great show, and we should probably check the ship's phasers.
Oh, you want one of those, do you? Well, good thing. Those are easily available.
Let's test the ship's phasers.
There you go.
Sure, I could play the David Hasselhoff version, but I'm not going to. No, instead, and I apologize, Scott, that this is a 7-minute song. The good news is live. We're not stuck here for another 7 minutes,
Nope.
but there was no better version of this song in my mind to play for this episode. Here's what's funny. I almost played the Baha Men version after all the Baha Men talk we had last week too.
Yeah.
Funny that we had both of those things together, but that version is so much like the original, there's really no point in playing it. This one, not at all like the original. As a matter of fact, it's not even just Hooked on a Feeling. It's Hooked on a Feeling and Black Hole Sun by Soundgarden combined in one song. This is performed by Jenna Mamina, who has one of the greatest voices in indie music, and Rolf Sturm joining her for this one. It's from her album Begin to Dance from 2017. Here's Hooked on a Feeling / Black Hole Sun.
Frog Pants. The F is for fun. The R is for right on. The OG is for oh geez, that was good. And then pants.
Yeah, just like Pompeii.